A little bit about Level Maker. Level Maker is a tool for allowing you to quickly create levels out of prefabs. In basic mode, you can spawn a prefab in and just using some arrows, just click and drag. You can change pieces out and drag various pieces. This works good for pieces that are walls or fences, but it's not really good for pieces that are parts of complex levels such as this level kit. So let's clear the level out and we'll try the connector mode. See, in this mode, if you wanted to place a turn, you could select a corner and it works there, but you don't have the ability to drag out this way because there's no ability for Level Maker to know the orientation of the piece. This piece exists in one orientation only. So in order to be able to work with kits like this, we want to use connector mode. Now, in connector mode, you have to set your pieces up, and you do that by going into the piece editor, and you can select one of the pieces, and you basically set up these connectors right here. And these connectors tell Level Maker where the pieces fit together. In most cases, you can get by going into the connector editor and just basically creating two connectors, a forward and a backward. And they basically connect to each other through the z-axis. Basically, the z-axis will point to the other connector. So in this case, this connector is pointing out, so the piece with the connector pointing this way would match over here. So now let's go back over and go back into Create. And we'll start off with a medium-sized corridor. I'm basically shift-clicking to place. And now I'll go over to connector mode, and here you see the connectors pop up. So I can click on this connector, and using the scroll wheel, I can scroll through all the connectors that match this piece. I can also, over here in the panel, click Next Prefab, Previous, and basically scroll through them here. But the wheel mouse makes this very easy. And by hitting the keyboard shortcut V in here, I can automatically select only use turns. So if I've just placed this and I don't want to scroll through all the straight pieces, I can only see the turns. So holding down Shift-click places that. I'll hit the C key to go back to only using repeatable sections. And these are straight sections. So I can multiple click and create a bunch of pieces. I can hit the V key to put a turn in, or the N key will put in a junction piece. So here we have a junction. Now, as you can see, a junction has got open connectors on both sides, so we can place another junction, or go back to just basically a turn here. And go back to straight pieces. And then we'll switch over to turns. And that actually lined up pretty good. Sometimes the kit pieces have different lengths. Sometimes you have to experiment with getting the right pieces in there to make a loop connect up pretty easy. But you can see how easy it was to basically create a quick piece that created a loop. And now the nice thing about Level Maker is it's not constrained to any sort of grid axis or to any sort of planar environment. So we can go over here and select use only, let's see, what is it? I want to use other. And we've got a ramp set up, so we can come up here and then basically create an upstairs to this very easily. And we'll turn back around. And I'm not really going to make these line up perfectly at the end because I would need to configure the count the pieces and make sure I had an exact alignment. But just for demonstration purposes, here you can see we can go back down. We probably need to straighten out for just a little bit to go over this. Yep, looks like it clears. And then we can come over here and bring it back down to this level. So Level Maker gives you great flexibility in being able to work with all sorts of kit pieces that are not necessarily grid aligned, that are not necessarily the same size, that won't grid snap or anything like that, basically using these connectors. And in the next video, I'll show you about working with fences and walls that really don't need the connectors, that can be done just with basic mode.